Salam viewers, welcome to the next episode of the UK Dream. Today I have very special guest. I've known him from few years, and then he's a business consultant from India. How about I let him introduce himself? Imran bhai, assalamu alaikum.
Walaikum assalam.
Kaise hain Imran bhai?
Bas, alhamdulillah.
A bit about yourself, and then we will take it further to the next level.
Hi viewers, this is Imran Khan. I am actually a business consultant as of now in the UK. I started off with business consulting about 4 years ago. For the first 2 years, I kind of did help out a lot of businesses around UK. I didn't charge them because I wanted to grow my network in UK. And then for the last 1.5, 2 years, I've started charging my consultancy fees, and that's why I've become a full-time business consultant.
Right. Okay. Let's talk about a bit about your background first. Originally, where you're from, and then what you did there. You're from India originally.
I am actually from India, Mumbai.
Right.
Yeah.
Is it Mumbai or Bombay?
It's Mumbai now. It used to be Bombay before.
Right.
They've changed it about
So I
10
can
years
call it
ago.
Mumbai now.
You can call it Mumbai.
Okay. So what is your qualification there? Where did you study? What was your university? What was your courses? If you want to talk about that, so we can know your background, and the audience can know your background.
Well, I actually did my graduation from Mumbai University.
Okay.
Whilst I was in college, I started off with McDonald's. So my first job was actually McDonald's. I started off as a staff member, went on to be a manager. I was like one of the youngest managers for McDonald's at that time at 18 and a half.
Wow. How old were you?
I was 18 and a half.
Wow.
I joined McDonald's at 17. So I grew up very fast, but 4 growths, like you can say, and then I went on to be a manager. I was actually sent over to open up different stores in Mumbai.
In McDonald's?
In McDonald's, yep. So I was part of at least 4 stores opening, you can say.
That's inspiring. So when you were 18, you started working for McDonald's?
Yeah, 17 and a half actually.
17 and a half. And for how long did you work there?
I worked there for about 4 years almost.
While you were doing study?
While I was studying, yeah. So in the morning, it used to be college. I would pray Fajr, I would leave, go to college. Then after college, I would hang around in the canteen, pray Zohar, get to McDonald's for a 2 o'clock or a 3 o'clock shift, and then I would finish my work at 12. Reach home, I would take the last train and reach home at about by 2 o'clock, 1:30, 2 o'clock. Pray Isha, go to sleep again, get up in the morning at 5:30, 6 o'clock, Fajr, college.
Wow.
That was the life there.
So very ambitious from your childhood, like.
I was, yeah. Since I was a very young kid, a small kid, I would say I started selling off stuff in my school.
Right.
I would sell pencils, pens, stickers. At that time, there was a drink that was launched in India called 7-Up. So I used to sell 7-Up stickers in my school. I used to kind of do my pocket money.
Right.
And then after that, when I moved the ranks of, I went into 9th and 10th standard, I started learning the trade of upholstery chair. Okay. So I became a tradesman. I became like a full-fledged tradesman in upholstery.
Right.
I didn't like that thing for a very long time. I thought, okay, let me join something, and that's when I took up the job in McDonald's as a crew member, and then I went on to be a manager in about a year and a half time.
Right. So after McDonald's, while you were doing your own study as well, once you completed your study, you were still working at McDonald's, or you moved on?
I was still working for McDonald's. Then I actually got offered a position in Pizza Hut. I joined Pizza Hut. I was there for
India.
In India itself.
Okay.
So I was there for a short while. Then, as and when I thought okay, I can go on to a next level, and I was offered a better position, I moved on to a third company. After Pizza Hut, I had joined the biggest catering company of India called Radhakrishna Hospitality Services. So I used to be an operator come business consultant there as well.
Okay.
So I was doing business development and business analysis and business consulting for new catering projects for Radhakrishna Hospitality Services.
So that was the time when you feel like you have more interest in developing any projects and then moving forward.
Yes.
Okay.
That's where I actually learned how to do business development, and I was kind of shown the entire catering industry in Radhakrishna Hospitality Services.
Okay. So education-wise, what did you do in bachelor's and master's? And
I did bachelor's in commerce and accountancy.
Okay. Right. From SEM.
Mumbai University, yeah.
Okay. Nice. When was the first time that you decided to come to UK?
I actually had joined a company called ZTV. I don't know if you guys must have heard of ZTV. That's a channel in India.
Oh,
so they owned a mall which is called Fun Republic.
Okay,
So I used to be the mall manager for Fun Republic. After Radha Krishna, I was actually offered a position in Fun Republic. I was a mall manager for almost about 7 months.
Okay.
And whilst I was working for Fun Republic, I started giving out interviews for abroad. So I used to go for a lot of interviews for Gulf. I never wanted to go to Gulf actually. I always wanted to come to the West, either US or UK. But still, I was just giving out interviews just for experience.
Okay.
But somehow I actually gave an interview for UK. I got selected by this company and I was hired by this hospitality group in UK, which is one of the biggest. It's called Compass Group.
Okay.
So I was hired.
Compass Group.
I was hired by them in 2005 to come over and work for them in UK.
As a business consultant.
I was a restaurant manager at that time.
Okay.
Because they don't count the experience of India.
And where are they based here in UK?
All the food brands that you see on railway stations, airports, motorways belongs to Compass Group.
Okay.
So they've got almost about 4,000 stores in UK.
All right.
So every single food brand that you see on all the London railway station, it belongs to Compass Group.
Wow. So for how long did you work for them, and then you decide to go back to India?
I actually was one of the most successful operator with SSP. I actually grew. The sister concern, the parent company is Compass,
Okay.
but the actual name of the company was SSP.
Okay.
So I actually got promoted about 6 times in SSP.
Wow.
I have won almost about 18 awards with them. So I was the only guy who was given an appraise twice in a span of 6 months. Because when I was brought over to UK, I was the guy who was given the challenge of turning around a loss-making Burger King, which was based on Liverpool Street. That was my first assignment.
Okay.
So there were a lot of people who ran it before me, but they couldn't turn it around. But Alhamdulillah, I came in. I started running it. Then within the first 3 months, I turned it into profits. So they were a bit surprised that nobody was.
Sorry, Burger King. Which one are you talking about?
Liverpool Street.
Okay.
So I was given an appraise within the first 3 months of me joining that company, coming all the way. After 3 months, they actually offered me another Burger King, which was making losses for almost about 4 years. They said, why don't you give this also a try? I said, well, I can only try. So I was told by a lot of seniors that don't take it, you would not be able to turn it around, because plenty of people, have tried turning it around, but they couldn't do it. So even you won't be able to do it. First time you got lucky, second time you won't be as lucky. I said, okay, I can only give it a try. But alhamdulillah, I did my best, and I turned that around also into
even the second one
in 3 months' time, and I was given another appraise of £3,000. So I was the only guy with SSP at that time who got an appraise of £6,000 in 6 months.
So life was doing very good, Imran. But why to leave to India again?
No, actually, I stayed with them for almost about 8 years.
Okay.
So whichever group, whichever region they wanted me to go to troubleshoot the stores, I actually took transfers over there. They gave me an appraise in salary, and they gave me relocation costs, and then I moved. So I worked in London. I went to Watford. I've done St Albans. I've done Northampton, Milton Keynes. From there, I was moved to Swindon, and my last assignment with SSP was Cardiff.
Okay, and that was the same Burger King.
No, actually, I kept running various brands. I almost had about 18 brands that I've actually worked with SSP.
Okay.
And I had 7 stores in the end when I was leaving SSP. So I was running about 8 stores altogether on Cardiff railway station and Cardiff Queen Street station.
But that was not the time that you were working for yourself, basically.
No.
It was a company who hired you, bring you here, and
Yes.
you to work for them.
Yes.
Was that the reason that you left to India again?
No, I actually had a different sort of a mindset that I actually didn't want to stay in the UK for more longer than what I'd intended to. I thought I'll earn enough money and I'll go back and I'll take care of my parents, because my mom was all alone and there was no one to take care of. I had an elder brother who actually had passed away in a road accident. So since then I started feeling that I should go back and be with my mom and take care of her in her old age.
That is more important than anything, of course.
Yes, and I also was more inclined towards dawah and charity and stuff. So I went back to do all these kind of stuff in India.
In India. Oh, so you were quite active in the community work back home in India about all these. Were you involved in any politics?
Not really. I never liked politics actually, but I actually.
But you were doing good community work.
The reason I went back there was also because I wanted to do khidmat-e-khalq, because through that I could have done dawah easily, because that's what our Prophet did actually.
Right.
Through Khidmat Khalq, our Prophet did more dawah
Of course.
than doing in any other way or in any other avenue. Because when you actually start helping our people, they are more keen to listen to you rather than listening to anybody else.
Yeah.
Because you've influenced them already by helping them out in their life.
Yeah.
So that's how, they get more influenced by you.
Yeah, Khidmat Khalq is the side branch of Jamaat al-Islami, right?
No,
I mean, they do the charity work,
Khidmat
right?
Khalq board actually means helping the
Yeah,
less able.
but there's registered charity on that name, right?
I think there is one.
They have in Pakistan, that's why I ask you this question.
In
'cause-
India, no, they don't have anything by that name, Khidmat Khalq, no.
Okay. In Pakistan, Jamaat al-Islami, they have the charity that is registered. The name of that is, I'm not sure, but I think it's Khidmat Khalq. And then they're doing very good work. After that, obviously you decide to go back home, do these things that you just said that you want to do, help people, and then look after your parents, and then all that. How come after that you decide to come back?
Well, when I went back to India, I started experimenting with a few businesses. I started off a burger brand there,
Okay.
which I ran for a while. Then I sold it off
In Mumbai.
in Mumbai.
Okay.
Then I did like a few more retail businesses, and then I was actually kind of introduced by one of my friends to go into business consulting and it was stock market.
Okay.
So I was actually
twist.
a finance analyst. Yeah.
Okay.
So I was kind of a stockbroker. We used to manage funds for people actually. So I
Okay.
started off that business with my own money of just
Funds for people means?
They used to invest money, and we used to make profits for them in the international market by buying gold, copper, lead, zinc,
Okay.
and currencies.
It's kind of investment
Yes.
thing. Okay. Right. And then you worked there for quite long?
I was there for about 6 years.
Okay.
I did quite well. I started off in managing 20 lakh rupees.
Right.
And then my funds reached almost about 15 crore rupees,
Okay.
which is about 1.5 million pounds.
Was it your own
It
thing
was
or
a client's fund actually.
Okay, client's fund.
Yeah.
Right.
My personal funds were almost about 80,000 pounds, which is 80 lakh rupees.
Right.
But the rest of it was clients.
But the work that you were doing there after when you left UK there, was it your own work or you were working with some friends or
No, it was my own work. I had a
Your
partner. I had actually a couple of partners.
Okay.
So we were all managing that fund. We were all trading, and we were all buying the stuff that I just spoke about.
Right. And then it was doing well.
It was doing really well. Actually, we went on from, as I said, from.
Imran, my question is there. Why did you decide to come back to UK? If it was doing good, and then you have, that much good projects there, that you even went to a stock market, why to come back to UK? Because look, normal mentality is when our people come to UK, everyone says, oh, I want to leave at the end, I want to leave. You almost left, but here you're here again.
Well, there's a story behind it. I would say, I was actually kind of duped, and my partners almost ran away with the entire fund of my business.
No way.
I was actually busy learning artificial intelligence, software making, so that I could put my business on automation. But whilst I was busy learning that,
Investing yourself into the
Yes.
project when you leapt back.
yes, and my partners behind my back, they almost make the entire.
Yeah, why is this
fund.
happening in our Desi people especially? I mean, look, I've been here for more than 15 years, right? I don't see those things which is happening here in a partnership. What is the reason for that, Imran bhai? Is it our mentality? What is it? I just don't understand. Why are we not professional when it comes to partnership?
In my opinion, I would say people just can't handle success. Like the way people can't handle failure. In Asia, people can't handle success because they've never seen things like that.
Yeah.
And if they suddenly start seeing it,
Yeah.
they just can't handle it.
Suddenly seeing too much money
Exactly.
just get them crazy, innit?
It just makes them go nuts. They just want to get everything within a day. They want to be the richest person on the planet within a very short time, which is not the case. You've got to work hard
Yeah.
to reach that level. It took me about 4.5 years to reach that level, but I just lost it because these guys got greedy and they ran away with everything.
Yeah, I won't even ask you about those guys now, but I'll give you my opinion in general. They fall so quickly with them after that. And I've seen it myself, I even said in my last podcast. जब easy पैसा आता है चप्पड़ फाड़ के, and it just goes away so quickly and you don't experience the stuff that you do. Like you were investing yourself the investment that you did those 2-3 years that you didn't know what's happening behind, that's basically your knowledge and your whole khazana, you know. And it's still there, but those people, they lost the money and they lost the money. That's it then. So yeah, and then after that, obviously, you decide to come back.
Yes, I then was not left with anything. Then I had kind of lost everything. I went bankrupt because I had to sell off everything to pay up the market.
Yeah.
So I had to sell off 5 of my houses, 2 of my shops,
Wow.
and I became zero. So I then decided, okay, let me go back to UK and start afresh once again.
Wow.
Because I built up the entire portfolio while staying in UK for about 8.5 years. That's how I was able to buy 5 houses in Bombay. So I thought, okay, let me go back again, let me start afresh. And as soon as I came back, within a month, COVID hit. So
it was 1920.
19 end, I came in 2019 end. But alhamdulillah, as soon as I came back, because of my previous experience, I got a job within 8 days.
Okay.
So I went to join a company. They saw my CV and they're like, okay, before you left from here, you were the operation manager of the year. And I had won 7 awards in that particular year when I was in Cardiff. So they just hired me straight away as an area manager. So I started working for a group running Burger King, Subway, and helping out in W. Smith and Starbucks.
Okay, so they're quite good companies.
Yes, I was
Burger
working
King,
for a
W.
company
Smith.
called Welcome Break.
Okay,
They are basically on services, so I had
Okay.
joined them.
right.
I was there for 1.5 years with Welcome Break, and then I moved on to a brand which is more kind of halal.
Right.
Because that Burger King and Subway and Starbucks and the Bliss Smith
What was that brand?
served pork actually. So
Okay.
I wanted to get away from that because I was already into dawah by that time. So I thought, okay, let's look for some more.
You're a religious man.
I am a bit religious. I wouldn't say I'm the most religious guy, but yeah, I do spend a lot of time understanding Islam because I was actually associated with Dr. Israr Ahmed's Tanzim in India.
Wow, really?
Yes, it was called Tehreek Rujul al-Quran and Sunnah. So I did a Quran course for about 2 years.
I listened to Dr. Israr. May Allah give him Jannah. He was different, man. You know, when I see his old videos regarding any problems that or any question that anyone asks in Islam or in Quran, the way he explains it is just something really, really different. You see the new people that come, new scholars in Islam, but the way he managed his circle, it was different. He had this place in Islamabad, I think near Islamabad, I'm not sure, but he had this madrasa that everyone used to go for like, just to hear him. Yeah.
And he was quite far-sighted, I would say. He predicted things, what is happening now, about 25 years ago in 1995. If you look at his videos from 95,
Yeah.
you would see in that videos that he spoke about the New World Order,
Yeah.
which is actually happening now. I don't know if everybody understands what New World Order is. New World Order is the new normal,
Yeah.
wherein Muslims or Islam wouldn't fit into that.
Yeah.
We will never be a part of that new normal because everything that the New World Order has
Yeah.
doesn't fit under the umbrella of Islamic practices.
Exactly. He would always connect history with present and present with future. I like really that about him too much. So when you come to Imran Bhai, let's just start again. Here we have Imran Bhai again in UK in COVID time 1920 with the zero, with a lot of experience. It's been 4 or 5 years that you're here. We will focus on this work that you do currently now. Now I'll come straight away to this, that now you work for yourself. And the last time I met you, it was back in 2021, 22?
2022.
It was 22. When I met you first, it was GDK, German Donor Kebab.
Yes.
You had this project, and then I kind of come to you to sell, and then you were the manager there. And then alhamdulillah, we had good chat there. We only met once or twice, but we had a good chat. Here we are again. You don't work for them anymore. You work for yourself.
I was working as an operations manager, not the store manager. Actually, I was running 5 stores for a franchisee.
Yeah.
So I had like 4 different brands under my wing. So GDK was one of my projects.
Right. What was the other branches at that time?
I had a brand called Creams. I had a brand called Franzo's. GDK was one of them. And another brand called 12th Street Burgers and Dynamite Wings.
I know all of them. People from UK, I'm sure they all know all these big brands. I'll just tell my audience that the main job that you have, where your expertise are, you convert businesses which is not giving profit to profitable business, right? What is that magic?
The only thing, as I had explained before, that what I do, like I just put a good structure and foundation in place.
Right.
There's a lot of people who've actually done a lot of book reading and like book knowledge, which is actually not like feasible in terms of running a business these days, because it's not about having the book knowledge, it's all about having the proper physical knowledge that is needed to run a profitable business. A lot of people kind of try and copy what others are doing. Nobody like uses their brain or common sense, I would say, to put into running their businesses. Businesses aren't as difficult as people think,
especially food businesses.
Especially food business. The only thing that is needed is common sense, logic. And in terms of RDCs, let's speak about RDCs. Like the type of clientele that I've met for the last 2 years, they think that opening up food business is like a cupcake. If they open, people will just swarm into their stores and they'll make millions. But that is not the case.
But when they open,
the only thing missing is that they don't actually emphasize on customer service. Any business, any retail, any customer service, any food business, the most important aspect is customer service,
right?
Which is what is missing in RDC businesses.
Right.
They see operators tend to miss out on this big aspect of giving customer service, feedback, follow up, connecting with them, and giving them the 200% that they expect.
Okay, so this is what you're thinking. Businesses who are not making profits, one of the main reason is their customer service.
I would say not being customer focused is one of the biggest reason that any business would fail.
But remember, there's so many businesses all around. Like for example, if I have a restaurant, any type of restaurant, I have 2 here in the same corner, 2 in this corner, and 3 behind me, and 3 in the front of me. So in one postcode, there's so many restaurants at the same time, and still, obviously, you can't expect any profit for those owners, but you still get to those owners and then convert them into a profitable business, or?
Yes, so that I would say, see, you can be original, you can be innovative. Unless you're innovative, people won't be interested in your particular food brand. Why would anybody come to you, tell me, like, in a very simple language, unless and until you offer them something very, very unique, very, very, like, diverse, I would say, people wouldn't be interested.
Right.
People have taken a liking to, I would say, digital marketing these days, and people think that every business in Instagram, but people think every business has to go on Twitter and FB and TikTok. It does help. I'm not saying it doesn't help, but let me compare this with a generation gap. Like our generation there, we had brains. We would remember things for a very long time. This generation, because they're tech savvy and mobile savvy and laptop savvy and tablet savvy generation, out of sight is out of mind for them. They've seen it for a while, they'll remember it today, tomorrow they've got something else coming up on the screen, they'll forget it completely about it. Which is what all the operators and businessmen fail to understand, that digital marketing is good enough. Digital marketing, all these social media influencing stuff like that is good enough, but that is just about 25% of the chunk of your business promotion. 75% is still traditional marketing. And if you stick to traditional marketing, you would progress your business slowly, but the foundation is going to be very, very strong.
Right.
Let me give you an example of a brand called Domino's. Domino's is the only brand which has been around for about 100 years, but they never, ever leave their leafleting part. You must have seen every house that you get into, every business that you get into, you would see a Domino's leaflet there, because they would never leave that. I think for the next 50 years, 100 years, they will keep carrying on doing their leafleting, because that's what is traditional marketing.
You think still they have customers with that mentality, that they look to see the leaflet and order food, not just going through some social media videos or online platforms to order their food?
Exactly, because that's a physical item that they have it in their hand. They cannot destroy it straight away and throw it in the bin.
You think it's still a good strategy to do leafleting?
It's a very good strategy, I would say. Leafleting, loyalty cards, pamphlets, delivery bag stickers, I would still say, like, I've just done one of my clients, like, I've done marketing for a client where I gave him an idea of having small banners that they can use on the delivery driver's food bag. Because wherever the delivery driver goes with that food bag, their brand would have that visibility. Like, you put one big hoarding poster, it'll stay in one place. But if you actually tie up with 20 drivers in your area, you give them something free from your store.
Smart marketing.
That's called smart marketing. I would say. You give them food from your store free of cost, like at least thrice a week, and you ask them to put your banner on their delivery bag. Imagine the exposure you would get, because every single day he is going and meeting at least about 50 to 70 odd customers. Every single area that he passes by, they will see your small banner, and they will start thinking from there on, okay, why am I not ordering from this? Because this delivery driver has got it on his bag. There must be something special.
It's a good representation.
It is a good representation, I would say.
Right. Further to the same marketing question, Imran bhai, what is the impact of this new social media marketing to any business compared to the leaflet marketing, especially in food industry?
I mean, it does help. As I said, a lot of businesses have grown because of social media itself, but it's actually fizzles out after a certain time. It will go down because, as I said, out of sight is out of mind. You'll have to keep spending money on social media marketing. You've got to keep paying and paying and paying, and then you'll stop. The day you stop paying, the day your ad goes away, people tend to forget you. Because they don't see you anymore. They might think that you've closed down. But when you're doing traditional marketing, like a loyalty card, for example, so you look at Starbucks. Starbucks would never stop giving out their loyalty cards. Like, you buy 5 copies, you get the 6th coffee free. Because that's something which people carry with them physically. Whereas if you see an advert on social media, it comes and it goes, it comes and it goes. It just goes out of your memory. But when you give them something physical, like say for example, Starbucks also gives a cup which has got a Starbucks logo. People carry those flasks, those mugs, those jugs, those cups with them in their bags. That stays in the memory, which is why you would see a lot of people queuing away in Starbucks with their own cups. That's called traditional marketing.
And also there's certain people are certain age group that do not go to these TikToks or Insta and all that. Like you said, they like to see the shop practically, or they see the restaurant or the leaflet and they order from them. So you actually have to go both way and everywhere to do your marketing. And then that helps a lot. You talk about finance. When you take a project, can you just give us a demo, any project that you start from A to Z? For instance, I am owner of any restaurant and I call Imran bhai, hey Imran bhai, salam, can I have a meeting with you? And the meeting purpose is my business not giving me profit. I need to contact Imran bhai. When you come to me and you take my data and you read me, what are those facilities that you provide and what are those certain things that you do? Obviously, different guests have different scenarios, you deal with them differently, but in general, can you just give us a little bit of overview of what you do in any specific projects, like any different projects? How do you tackle that not profitable business to a profitable business?
Well, I look at 4 areas. Like I'll give you an
sorry, cut you off. I'm talking about food industry, especially a food business.
I look at 4 letters, I would say. It stands as QSCC. So what QSCC stands for is Q is for quality, S is for service, C is for cleanliness, and C is for cost of goods. So as long as you have control on these 4 things, or these 4 areas, the businesses would actually give you profits. If you don't have your sight on these 4 areas, your business will never make profits. Let me give you an example of quality. When I say quality, like you've got to be consistent in giving away quality. There are a lot of
that's not happening a lot.
Exactly. There are a lot of businesses who don't actually emphasize more on quality. They think, oh, speed is what is needed. Let's make something and send it out. People are hungry, they're hungry.
And they messed up the quality.
Exactly. People will have it once, twice, but third time they will observe, they will pinpoint, they will start thinking that, okay, am I paying for this crap that I've got in my bag or in my box or in my order? Once or twice is fine, but the third time they will start coming. The day they start picking up, they will start looking at another door, another avenue,
so much awareness.
Exactly. They will go to someone else, and if they like the quality of that place, they will never come back to you because they've already seen what you've delivered to them.
Yeah, so that was
In the
quality.
past. Service, as I said, service is one of the biggest thing that I hit upon whenever I go take a business. I actually ask the owners, the operators, that what do you have in place for service training? They say, oh, we just bring in, we just hire people, we just dump them inside to service. Like, no, don't do that. It's like you've got to allot certain budget for your training. Every single team member. Let me give you an example of McDonald's. McDonald's is one of the best companies in the whole world because they have one thing which is very strong, that is their training. Whatever McDonald's does, every single brand follows suit. No other brand invests so much of money in R&D and training as compared to McDonald's. McDonald's is the only brand in the whole world which is innovative, which is different, which is very capable of launching new stuff. Let me give you an example. The kiosk ordering was launched by McDonald's. Table ordering was launched by McDonald's. Happy Meals for the kids, launched by McDonald's. Playgroup in a restaurant, launched by McDonald's. So everything is done by McDonald's. Every other brand just waits for McDonald's to do the R&D, do the training, and then they just copy. So which is why training and R&D is
definitely McDonald's is the king in the food business, no doubt. Sometimes when you go through their driveway or go through, they keep changing the menu. They keep bringing new stuff. Yeah, no doubt.
That's called being innovative because they're the ones
Yeah.
who innovate every few weeks.
Yeah.
And that's why people are so interested. They're so looped in
Yeah.
into McDonald's. You see, a rich, a middle class, and lower middle class, you will see all three classes dining in McDonald's.
Exactly.
That's what McDonald's
Imran bhai, we talked about your background. We talked about what you do. Can we quickly come to your business model? What's your business model and how does it work?
Let me
What's
give
your
you the
company
name of
name? Yeah,
Let me give you the name of my company first. The name of my company is Marine Sharia Limited.
Marine Sharia Limited.
Yes.
Okay.
It's actually a business consultancy that I actually run. I'm a freelancer.
Right.
So what I basically do is I pick up any and every business that is not making money, that is not profitable, that is not growing. So I do that as one umbrella. Then there's another aspect of my business which is anybody who's got £1 million or anybody who's got just about 30,000-40,000 pounds. So I open up new projects for them. I do new concepts for them. I make new
From
concepts.
20, 30 to 1 million, whatever capacity you have,
Yes.
you entertain them accordingly.
Yes.
Right.
So there are a lot of different clientele that I get. There are a lot of my friends who wanted to open up a dessert store. So let me give you an example of a creams or a Caspas or a Horti Dolce. Something would cost you more than 350,000 pounds. But I have done their own brands and which have actually been made within 30,000 pounds. And they are doing good. I'm not saying that they don't make as much money as creams, but with the amount of money that has been investment, with that same proportion, they make decent amount of money. So that's another aspect of my business. Now, the best part that I carry out in my role is I actually pick up businesses where they get in touch with me saying that, okay, they want me to grow their businesses. They want me to get their business into profitability. They want me to source out very cheap vendors for them, which I actually have the knack of doing it because I've been in the industry for the last 18 years. I know a lot of suppliers, a lot of companies that does cheaper products.
Right.
In terms of print media, let me give you an example. I actually print all my stuff in Germany. I actually get my banners and posters done from Birmingham online. So if we get it done in London, one standee would cost me about 80-90 pounds to make it. Whereas I get 3 standees done for £100 from Birmingham. Exactly the same thing, exactly the same material, in fact, better service which I get from Birmingham. In terms of print media, I get it done from Germany. So say if you want to print a visiting card or a loyalty card, you pay about £25 for 500 cards. I get that same thing done for £7-8 from Germany. It gets printed, it gets posted to me. It takes time, but it does come.
And also the quality of work
And
that
also
you
the
want.
quality is really good.
No, I really like the way the things that you just said. As a new internship, if anyone is opening a new business, so with personal experience, obviously they see the capital and they say, oh, a lot of money, I have to spend that, and they just spend it in a local. They just want to do stuff very quickly, and when it comes to you use your experience. And then all the links that are related to this business. Obviously, you've been doing a lot of projects, so you've been through that. My next question is related to that. When you get your client, is it more like your experience that drives into that project, or is it the data that you're collecting? Because when we were talking just before this recording, you said you do a lot of market research before you take any project. Can you just collaborate on that one a little bit?
As I've spoken before, what I do is I do a bit of data first, because any and every business, whichever area the client has a spot. So what I do is I do a postcode data research, which I just spoke to you before. I actually get the data online. Again, it's all available in Google. It's just that you need to know where to look for. So the postcode data research that I do is I do at least 3 postcode research of that particular area, that particular shop, or that particular store, wherein I get data of what are the type of people that are living there, what is the age group of the people there.
Such a smart way.
How many people actually are working in that area? What is their average salary in that area? How many people are on benefits? How many businesses of a similar type is running in that area? Based on that, then I make a concept for them and I say, okay, this is what is missing in that area. Let's start with, say, for example, a dessert parlor is missing in that area. I would tell them, okay, let's do a dessert parlor.
Let's invest here.
Exactly. Say, for example, everybody is doing waffles, crepes, cookie dough, sundaes, milkshakes. So I actually suggest them that, don't go for that. Don't just go for a mousse kind of a dessert, which is a new trend which is coming up in soft mousse.
Yeah.
You must have seen in a lot of places. So I actually go ahead and tell them that, okay, get in something which is innovative, which is not there in the area. That itself will boost your business by 50-60%. The rest is all about the experience that I carry. I tell them how to structure their store. I tell them how to lay out the store. I tell them how to hire.
And you help them out.
Exactly. From A to Z, I give my consultancy from the start of the store till the time the store is opened up, and they've got a good running of at least about 4 to 6 weeks.
Even if they don't have any knowledge on the business they're going to start, you're helping them to educate them in the same project and then let them run and grow that business, is what you mean.
Exactly, because I carry vast experience of UK and almost all the brands. What I've done is I've made a lot of material by combining all the paperwork of all the brands, and I've made my own training structure.
Right.
I've made my own SOPs that I actually give to all my clients. This is one big thing that anybody would get from my consultancy, that they get the information of about 100 brands put into one.
Wow.
And that's actually a foolproof thing that they can use for years and years to come.
Wow, very inspiring. I have so many people that are looking to invest, and I'll definitely recommend you. What is the best way for people to reach you?
Well, actually, I have my own website. I have my own social media channels.
Okay.
I have.
So if I go on Google and search your company, I will reach you.
Yes, if you type in Marin.
Just for the aunties, one more time, can you tell us about your
I'll
website?
Spell the name of my company.
Yeah,
Actually, it's
that'd be
Marin
great.
Sharia Limited. It's MARINSHARYA Ltd. Marin Sharia Limited. It's a very unique word. As soon as you start putting in, it'll automatically come up with all my Facebook page, Instagram page, Twitter page. Everything will come up in one go.
Zabardast. This is for the audience that is watching this podcast. Basically, I have so many friends that keep asking me, I have this much money, can we do partnership? Where can I invest? This and that. To those people who are asking me advice, hey, I'm going to tell them, reach Imran bhai. Imran bhai, we're winding up this, just 1 or 2 questions in my head. What is the impact of AI in the food industry? Do we use AI, it benefits us, or how do you do that? It's an AI word, right?
Yeah, one thing I would give to all my audiences and all your audiences as well, that what I do in my restaurants or in my store. Let me give you an example. I was working for a group, and they had massive kitchens. They did run a lot of drive-throughs. So the kitchens were so busy that with one kitchen manager or one floor manager, they were not able to handle everything. So I actually came up with an idea, and I told them, I said, okay, rather than you yelling and shouting around and you to remember about 2,000 things in that day, I would rather advise you to get an Alexa speaker and put it in the kitchen, or a Siri speaker and put it in the kitchen.
Okay.
You feed about 120, 140 commands in Alexa. Alexa would repeat those commands automatically by itself on the specific time that you fed it for.
That you operate.
That, for example, say if you want to change the sanitizer in the kitchen at 8 o'clock, 12 o'clock, 4 o'clock, 6 o'clock. So you feed those commands in Alexa. You don't even have to remember that. Alexa will automatically, it's actually connected to a speaker. Alexa will automatically shout back,
Wow.
Imran, change the sanitizer. That's one example.
I don't have to go to my restaurant now. I have
You
to
don't have
install
to do-
Alexa, and Alexa I have to do my
Exactly.
work.
Second command would be like, say for example, if you've got to defrost a bag of chicken or a bacon or some patties or some sauces, you can feed that command into Alexa and say, okay, Alexa, remind me at 10:15 a.m. every day, 2:15 p.m. every day, 6:15 p.m. every day to defrost my defrost cycle. Alexa will automatically remind you to do that.
Wow.
Say for example, another example would be a lot of people actually tends to forget to do their due diligence.
Yeah.
So either it would be in a software or it would be on a piece of paper, and that's when they actually annoy the environmental health officer or the auditor of the company or the owners of the company. So you can feed in that command that do your due diligence at least 4 times in a day. You go to take temperature of the chillers, the freezers, the products, and so on. Alexa will keep reminding you to do that.
Wow.
In terms of cleanliness, you can feed in the cleanliness command in Alexa. Alexa will keep reminding you to go and clean the tables. The biggest problem with small operators are the staff don't go out to clean tables. The tables are always dirty, the floor is always dirty.
Until the boss is there.
And exactly, when the bosses like walk into the store, they see the floors dirty, tables dirty, and they don't like it. Even the customers don't like it. So if you have this command in Alexa, Alexa will keep beeping, keep reminding you, Imran, go clean the table. Ataur, go clean the table. Wasif, go clean the table. So this way, you're working smart and you're not working hard.
Exactly. And it's reminded to every employee to do their job properly.
Exactly. So why not use AI for your own convenience? Like I do this in all my restaurants. I actually have put Alexa in all my stores, and Alexa keeps beeping from morning to night. You don't need a manager, you don't need a supervisor, you don't need the owner to supervise and remind the staff. There's a lot of money that I've saved by using just Alexa. Let me give an example of there are a lot of times when staff don't check the dates, they don't rotate the stock. Alexa can be fed with this command also. Alexa will remind every 2 days to rotate the stock to check the dates, to rotate the stock to check the dates.
Right.
This would actually save you hundreds and thousands of pounds on stock wastage, stock expired.
Like that gets expired, and Alexa is going reminding you, oh, that thing is expired. So you even save your quality.
Exactly.
And then I get that.
Alexa artificial intelligence helps you in every single aspect of running food business.
Yeah. Okay, Imran, we're almost there. A last question, and after that, I'll ask if you want to give advice to the youngsters. But before that, I want to ask this. You said you do a lot of good work, community work back home in India, and then I know that you do some good community work here in the UK, especially in London, Barking, Dagenham area. At the same time, if you have 100 clients coming after my podcast gets viral, I hope it gets viral, what you will do, you will still do the community work, and then are you open to entertain many clients that you can? And also tell us about the community work that you do here in the UK.
The community work that I do is it's something which I don't usually share with everyone because it's something which is between me and Allah. I'm actually associated with a small organization. I run a food bank. I run a food bank with a lot of other members of the society. We do food bank once in a month on the last Saturday in the morning at between 10:30 to 12:30.
A food bank for my audience back home, just if you can just tell us.
Food bank is we give a bag of food to the less able, the poor, the people who can't afford to put food on their table. So that includes a lot of items. It'll include rice, it'll include pulses, it'll include oil, it'll include fruits, vegetables.
Is it those? And sometimes when I drive through anywhere, there's a big queue. Is it those ones? Oh, wow.
Yes. So we do it in Dagenham actually.
And who sponsors it?
It's actually sometimes it's some councils actually give us some funding, so we use that funding, or we actually go and request our friends, families, they raise some money, and we're running on the basis of that.
Right.
So we support around 50, 60, 70 families every single month.
Very good work,
that's done through an organization called iCare. So I'm one of the members of iCare. And then apart from that, I am part of another organization called UKIM.
So how do you get time there? And then obviously you're doing very busy, you got very busy schedule.
Well, I actually plan myself well ahead of my time. Even though I get 20 odd inquiry clients, but I still only take what is more realistic for me, and I can give as much time possible to these guys, rather than having too much on my plate and not being able to finish it. So I only take maximum 3 to 4 clients at a time, but at the same time I can manage at least about 8 clients also simultaneously, because the only thing that I have to do is just replicate the SOPs, the hard work, the structure that I've created with regards to my experience all over these years. So the only thing that I do is I go and implement those things. As compared to me, if a new person comes in and does that, it'll take him a lot of time to do it. Whereas with me, I've been there, I've done that, so it's all on paper.
Right.
It's all there on my system. So I just go and implement those systems in those businesses, and things start changing in those businesses.
Wow, nice, very good work. And at the same time, you can manage both.
Yes, I do manage both.
Your family's back home, right?
My family is back home. Yes.
Yeah, this is why you can manage everything, Imran. Keeping family here, you have to give a lot of time, and then the family is alone as well, because you have to be there for them in any situation. Any advice to the youngsters, especially the entrepreneurs who want to come here? Because this is my very common question. Do you advise people to come to UK or any other country in the Europe, and why they move from back home, especially where you're from, India? They have less opportunity there, and what is your one-liner or two-liner advice to them, what they should do when they come here? That is advice number one. Number two, to the investors, like you said, those people, this question that I'm going to ask is for those people who come from back home and they collect somehow, save somehow 50,000-60,000 pounds, and they want to invest. Anything regarding those two things?
The first and foremost thing that I advise everyone is do a lot of research and analysis before coming to the UK. A lot of people don't think, and they just pick up their bags and come over to UK, and then when they come over here they start regretting it, because they've either sold some properties, they've either pawned their gold, or they've saved a lot of money after a lot of years hard work, and then they've come down here and then they find that it's not enough. So
they're not prepared, you mean?
They're not prepared, I would say. So first and foremost, I would advise is UK is not feasible for jobs actually. If you have got a good investment, if you come up over here on an innovator's visa or an investor visa, then you can start your own business. You can make a lot of money if you're doing your own business. But when it comes to jobs don't pay as much, because there are plenty of people already here who haven't got jobs. I've seen engineers and software developers and doctors actually doing delivery jobs here, working in KFCs and Domino's and security jobs. So I would advise that if you are coming down to UK is actually for business, not for jobs. There aren't enough jobs in UK. The best advice I would give you is either go down to Canada or go down to Australia, because Australia and Canada has got more money, more opportunities as compared to UK. I'm not saying UK is bad, UK is good enough, but there are not many opportunities in UK, because the population of London about say 12 years ago was about 6 million. Now it's gone to 9.5 million. So almost 3.5 million have grown in the last 10 years, which is a big influx of people coming. And after COVID, almost everybody thought that UK government was paying a lot of money to people who weren't working or who were working. Everybody thinks that UK is a gold mine, so people just start coming in. I would advise, don't come straight away, do a lot of research and then come down.
Because we still have the inflation ratio very high.
There's a lot of inflation that is going on in the UK.
Yeah.
So the best option I would advise is either go to Australia or go to Canada.
Or if you want to invest, you can come here.
Yes, if you want to invest,
there's good opportunity
to invest, because businesses are growing, because the population is increasing. So any country which has got population influx, the business always grows, because people need options in terms of food and beverage and this and that and retailing and stuff. So there's a good opportunity of investment here. But in terms of job, I would say think over it, do a lot of research and development, and then come down.
Good one. Thank you very much, Imran bhai. It was a pleasure meeting with you, and I'm sure my audience learned a lot. And then a man with such a good experience, who would not hear him? Thank you very much again. Appreciate it. All right, guys, stay tuned, and I'll see you next episode. Thank you very much.